A Sports. It's in the game.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Darnold on third down. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They run the counter. Wall. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
I'm coming. I'm waiting. 57 to mine. Hey, Delta. I got it.
Here's Darnold. That's complete to John Ross. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
To throw is Darnold. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Fighting through, and he's got space. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He'll get this to Eckler. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1 yard gain.
Let's go. Mike's 56. In your face.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Play action. Now Jackson. He completes it to Hunt. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. Running on first down, Eckler. Tackle was made by Joel Iyiegbuniwe.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. 36. Check. Crunch.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Check three. Time go.
They'll run on first down. Swift. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
The tackle made by Michael Pierce. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line.
22.
On 2nd down, Swift. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Switch.
3rd and 2, here's Jackson. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Bengals will get the football back.
General West.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
29 is Mike 28. Wahoo!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. He completes it to Boyd. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Nixon will try the right side. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now Darnold. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Darnold. Open man is Ross, complete. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And to give this time to the tailback. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Check out. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. He don't know no better. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Oh. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Check.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Back.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he gets it down to the 32. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. That's complete to Robinson. That one goes for 24 yards. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Jackson, and it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
It's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
That one is caught by Hunt. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Lets it fly for Thielen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. A killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they're throwing interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? Let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
To throw again is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. Past the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. 90 is a Mike.
Rip right.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
On 2nd down now, Swift, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. You better. Where'd he go? Check 44.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. A short gain there of just 4. That'll bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. Still just a 2-score game in the 3rd quarter, but they're going to go onside kick here anyway. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer. Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It was Anthony Averett who got him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Mike 29, you better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Hey, lady. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Here I come.
From the 44, Darnold, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. And he finds McDonald. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts
blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Darnold from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league,
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. They go play action with Jackson. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he's able to get up here to the 26. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, we heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges. What? Go. Mike 57. Yeah,
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Now Jackson on 1st down. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
At the 46-yard line.
Jackson will throw again. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
with no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing on second down. Jackson steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down. The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
56, right there, 56.
Jackson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Yeah. 45, Mike, 45. All day, every day.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. To throw is Jackson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And Jackson throwing once more. This is caught by Robinson. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
45's the mic. All day, dog.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
We certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Twist, watch, twist, watch, twist.
'45's the mic. 45's the mic. Bring it. Bring it.
Show. 45, 45, Mike, 45. Here we go. Set up.
4th down, here's Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Andrews. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now Jackson. He'll get this to Eckler. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
56. Set up.
Jackson to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
Right here. Set, go. 56.
Draw play. It's Eckler. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Carl Lawson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Watch the twist, watch the twist.
On 4th down, Jackson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to win this football game.
move.
Ready? Check, check. Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 30.
Let's go.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will,